Yeah, I know I broke it is kind of all I say during the day. Or why doesn't this piece of fucking shit fucking work? God fucking damn it. Let's have a look at our anchors in this. Maybe we can figure it out. Okay, YouTube's back up again. Sick. Just set that back up. That was unfortunate. I don't know why OBS crashed. I think it was actually the software I was trying to use to stream my iPad. Which is fun. And I hate that. I hate that so much. But let's have a look at our anchors. What are our anchors? It is this guy. Nope. It's one of them. Right, let's have a look at what this actually says. How to change the anchor. Edit the 4 anchors in the inspector. Layout. Focus, input themes. Where are you? This guy. Sick. Bottom left. That's where we want it. I can't tell if that's working or not. Let's try that again. Okay. Let's move it up from the anchor. Nope. Let's have a look what it looks like in main. Straight up not there. Oh, it's there. Why the fuck is it over there? Why does it matter? It should attach to the camera. This is extraordinarily confusing. What I want to do is, yeah, it's not attaching to the camera. Oops, I just got killed. Yeah, I've obviously fucked something up. So it's probably, for one, the Z index. This should be like over 9,000. So that's fine. So that should put it on top again. Oh. What? Oh, what have I broken? What is that complaining about? Is my Z ordering too high? That's fine. I don't want the input order, I want the draw order. Why is it now broken everything? Oh, this is going well. This is going real well. Okay. Let's just undo everything we just did. And it's still crashing. Ah, goody. Ah. I hit the D. I hit the D. Always hit the D. If there's one thing I have, it's zero confidence in my abilities. Alright, that's on top, but for some reason it's there. The first thing I want to do is disable the fucking attack state. Let's straight up remove that, because I'm going to keep getting killed while I'm trying to test things. And what I'm trying to make it do, as I was trying to do this, which hopefully you can read. Oh, I can zoom on this one. So I made the AI attack. I just removed that because it actually just kills the player and crashes the game. Because I don't have any contingencies in here. It's just all or nothing. Then I was just going to make it jump and follow the player with also being able to jump over obstacles and then actually use a proper patrol path, like a path 2D node. But I think I kind of want to work on this health node. But I got to figure out why my UI isn't attaching to the camera. Like I don't understand. Maybe it's one of those things that I actually have to load it into the camera, because at the moment the camera is in the test level. Oh god, computer's running like fucking garbage for some reason. Is it YouTube? I think it was. I think it was YouTube. I don't know. It's still running. Oh no, that's better now. It was YouTube. That's lovely. I had my stream window open on YouTube. Yes, I did clear the memory on that. Context for Lycan's comment there. For my job, I was working on a 1.23 gigabyte CSV file that I generated based off of like 6 gig of data, and it chewed up like 20 gig of RAM trying to make it. And I don't use Chrome, I use Firefox because I don't like Google, even though most of the stuff I have is unfortunately Google. Yeah, I wasn't using Excel, I was using Notepad++ for the most part. I don't think Excel would actually open that without exploding. I want to see what this says. So it does all this interface bullshit. Designing the UI, breaking down the UI. Yeah, I can do all that part. That's all fine. I know you don't think I'm actually reading this. Okay, it says to anchor it on center top. So let's anchor that to center top. Or center. Oh, sorry, that. Yeah, it's still not following the camera. It's kind of just in the world. Oh, what the hell? I guess because I don't have a camera. Doesn't really matter. I know once again you don't think I'm reading this, but I'm actually pretty good at like glancing information. Godot, make UI, follow, camera, 2D. 2S. Place the UI as a child of a canvas layer node to essentially pin it to the viewport. See the relevant tutorial here. Canvas item is based for all 2D nodes. Cool. Canvas layer. Oh, okay. So if I was to put in a canvas layer, put it in there. I've just straight up broken it. Probably because it needs to be above test level. I should probably read the entire tutorial, eh? Put you on layer 2. How about that? Follow viewport. Okay. I have your confidence. Okay. So I don't know why it's not following my camera. Maybe it's because I'm not... I wonder if it's because I have the camera global position changing and not like the offset. Hang on. Yeah, okay. Stick to using camera 2D nodes. Well, let's look up the documentation and see what the camera 2D node says. Yeah, clackety clackities. So this 2D platformer demo might be a decent sort of one to go through. I'll download that. But what do we got? Get target position. It should be global position. Ignore him, he can clicky clacky away. Yes, I don't own WinRAR, we all know this. Let me just go back to Godot for 1 second. While I quickly... you can have a blank screen. I'm going to import this project and we can have a look. So let's go project, quit the project list. You can still see that, but I might I know better. I know better. The amount of times I've accidentally leaked information that I shouldn't. I'll just turn off the screen while I do this because I'm likely to show off like my home address again. Just loading in that project. Downloads. Nope. Desktop. Desktop. Platformer. Platformer. Ah. It's in... Right. I'll turn that back on. It's in Godot 3. Thank you, Godot 4 documentation for giving me that. There's an interface layer. Well, actually, it makes sense that it doesn't need to follow. Yeah, I know, but thankfully no one watches me, so no one saw. Like, you can kind of see there's this game thing, which does pretty much nothing. Level, which does just camera limits. Get node camera 3D. Interesting. Coins, platforms, enemies. It's interesting, actually. We'll actually go through to see how that works. Player. Player has the camera attached to it. So we can probably have a look at the player code and see what custom viewport. Interesting. Maybe because I haven't set that. I shouldn't need to. Because that's... I mean, it's following the player. You'd think that'd be the current one. But let's try that to begin with. But let's see what else this camera does. That's it. I guess because it's a child of the player node and the player is moving, the camera will follow it. I don't... That's the way I've currently got it set up, but I don't like it. Quit the project list. Let's have a look. I mean, I shouldn't have to do that, but... Let's go to the camera 2D script, and I want to just Funk, ready, make current. That's all I want to do. I want to see what happens. That did not fix anything. I hate my life. Let's turn off follow viewport, which I think I had off in the beginning and it didn't work. Yeah, that worked about as well as it could. Alright, let's turn you back to that. Nope. Canvas layer, let's make you 1. I hate UIs. The annoying thing is I've made this work before and I genuinely don't remember how. Maybe I need to anchor that. I need to anchor you down to the bottom left. That's the center. Ah, hang on. Let's put the anchor down the bottom left for that one. I hate UIs. Once again, let's turn off the level and see what we can see. Nothing. Alright, let's turn off this fucking canvas layer and then see what happens. It's going well. How do I structure UIs in Godot? Let's have a look at that. So let's have a look together. UI building blocks, GUI skinning, theme editor. I don't care about any of those. Let's go to the building blocks. Size and anchors, that's all fine. Centering a control, no one cares. Presets. So using containers might be interesting, but I don't think that's what I want. But let's give that a go. Let's add a... it's like a VBox container or something. Container. Aspect ratio container, that's kind of fun. Box container, HBox container. Put the health in under there. Make this full screen. And then just move. I said... Sure, we'll give that a go. Alright, let's go. Godot UI not lock to camera. There's like a couple of people having trouble. Create a canvas layer node and add your UI elements to it as a child. Make it a child of the camera. I don't want to do that. That's dumb. I want to have separation of concerns. See, I tried that. How to lock the GUI to a screen position. Ignore the camera. You would do the canvas layer. No one helped him. Try to code a move for the icon. No. He's having the opposite issue. That's not what I wanted. Oh, it always needs to be at that spot. Okay. Heads up display. Ooh, we're getting somewhere. So they've created a control. Oh, this is the dodge the creeps one. This is the HUD stuff, that's fine. I want to know how you structured it. The HUD is a canvas layer. Okay, so if we go into this and go add a child node that is a canvas layer, make scene root. There we go. All right. We in business, boys and girls. So we don't need those. We just kind of want to put it there. Cool. So let's turn on our level again. All right. I'm going to just take a very, very, very brief break. Don't go anywhere. I haven't even got the BRB button on my screen. 1 second. Got to unmute my mic. Hello.
Pro streamer.
Pro streamer. At least I muted it when I left. So I guess it's kind of gone off the rails already. Maybe I should rename the stream. Whatever. 1 second. Connor got up, and then my sound started playing through his speakers. Because... laptop. Yeah, we're basically on a boat, and that boat is sinking, and I'm afraid of water. So... make of that what you will. Fuck am I talking about? Yeah, so this was originally going to be more AI, and I might yet. I have health. I don't know. Maybe we'll just turn that off for now. Turn off the UI, and maybe we won't go off the beaten path just yet. Alright, let's see what we can do with in terms of like some sort of pathfinding intelligence. Yeah, if I was drowning, I'd probably be the most scared I was ever in my life. Wait, let's turn off display capture before I leak something. Cool. So we have the attack state working, but I hate it, so I'm going to leave it off for now. Yeah, let's work on trying to make him like his movement. So there's a couple of things, a couple of different ways I think I can do this, right? So there's the way of the AI state machine. The AI state machine controls whether it's jumping or walking, but that becomes a burden, right? Because then if you have chase, return to path, patrolling, or running away, 4 different AI states, they're all going to need that code. That's a pain in the ass. So what I might do is create something that actually can sort of, you give it like a desired position, and it will work out whether or not it walks, it jumps, it does whatever else. And then all of the movement can be contained in one thing. I think that's a decent idea. So I might create a new folder here, which you cannot see, that's fine. Base scripts. And I'll create a script called base character script. My computer is still running like absolute dog shit. I don't know why. So let's go class name. I like class name base character script. No, that's dumb. Why did I call it base character script? Rename it. Base character. Base character. That's going to take after a character body 2D because that's what all of the characters are. Now, all I'm going to do for the moment is take my enemy and extend that, and my player and extend that. And what I want to do is work out a common movement system that can work for both. And that will also be the basis of how I bolt on things like health systems, inventory systems, weapon systems, AI, all that kind of stuff will bolt on. And it should just be a matter of dropping and dragging it into the scene tree over here. And as long as you have like a base character kind of character, it should magic. Because I started my health system, that's why it's got all this potential. I should probably zoom in a little bit actually. If you're watching this on a small screen, it might be a pain in the ass to see because I got a 1440p monitor. So if you got a 1080p monitor, it's probably going to look like ass. Fuck am I talking about? So I reckon what we can do is in this, okay, let's make a function called func process movement axis. Okay, and what I want to take is a movement axis of a vector 2. So let me try this, okay? Got my iPad. I'll see if I can draw it. This might be a disaster, like my life is, but we'll see what happens. Okay. Got my pen. This is not my iPad. I don't do Apple products. That's not who I am. Did I not start it? No, I didn't. Are you seriously not going to work? You son of a whore. Oh my god. I'm not an iPad girly. If I was an iPad girly, I'd have a fucking MacBook and I wouldn't need to bother about trying to download sketchy fucking apps from the App Store that cost money and... Android is better. Hey, Esther, how you doing? Let's try this one. So, like... This one gives me 30 days. Like, I just want to, like... See any of my information on the screen? No. Just like D4, yeah. Like, I don't mind paying for something, but like... So this one's $12. And it's got 3.2 stars. This one's actually not bad. $12 for 5-star. 2 ratings. Either way, like, this is... Rusty, go outside if you need a poo, bud. Stop whining. He's the only one who didn't come.
Yeah, I know.
Because he's a dick.
Come on, buddy.
Alright, that's installing, and I'll try it after that.
Hey, Stinky. Come on.
There he goes.
Outside. Come on. Come on, outside.
There he goes. Alright. Come on. Let's see if this works. Air server. I want to continue trial, please. Okay, let's have a look if this is going to work. I'm sorry, if this doesn't work, I'm literally just going to open Paint, and I'll do it in Paint. Okay, it seems to be working. Let me just change this over to that. Alright. Oh. This is my iPad. Kinda. Doesn't display everything. Like, you would please insert your credit card info. Yeah, it wouldn't be the first fucking time. Like, that's what the iPad actually looks like. It's got like a title bar and everything, and that's all it displays. Anyway, so basically, movement. Like when you're holding, like think of your analog joystick. Okay, so your analog joystick is just a circle, and you have the Y-axis, my lovely drawing, and the X-axis. So if you were to hold this way, all the way left, your movement vector that you can kind of see up on the screen, you can't really, you can't see where I'm, oh, I can double click, there we go, there. Did I say left? It's been a long day. It's shit. Anyway. So let's say we've pressed right. Okay. Your movement vector would be 1, 0, because you're all the way to the right. This deck has already paid for itself, yeah. If you are going gently pressing left, you would now be like -0.5 and 0. That's your movement vector, right? If you're up in this direction, this is like 0.7, 0.7. And basically you can use that to like scale out your movement. Hey Parple, how you doing? Hope you're well, it's been a while and all that fun stuff. That sounded so sarcastic. I'm sorry. I really do hope you're doing well. God, what the fuck am I talking about? There isn't. There's only one speed on a joystick. It's the vectors. So you have your left to right or your X movement, and your up and down or your Y movement. Technically, it's controlled by two different electrical components. They're both potentiometers. But generally speaking, when that gets... I might have actually done it like that. Yeah. This axis you get of your movement is actually a two-dimensional vector. So, like you can sort of... You can't see what I was highlighting. God, I'm a good streamer. This guy. Polar coordinates. So, when you do this kind of thing, because we're using a, in this case, analog, digital stuff, it's literally just, it's a square, and you're either going that way, 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 that way. Like I've done on the top right there. And those coordinates are going to be like 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, -1. What's that? That's 0, -1. That's -1, negative, etc. And you didn't show me that.
I'm joking. I didn't show you.
Hurt my feelings. Now, I'm going to preface this next section by A, it's going to be very boring, and B, my grasp of vector math is not great, but I think I know enough to do this next part, okay? So you have your movement vector, which is going to be, that's your X and Y plane, and you've got your controller up and to the right. Your movement vector is going to be this, right? Which is 0.7, 0.7. Is a positive Y down? It is. Son of a bitch. You learned some stuff. Holy shit. Yes. Awesome. Genuinely fucking awesome. I don't want it to come off sarcastic with how excited I am, but that's genuinely awesome. I am very, very happy with that. I hope I contributed to that in some kind of way. I couldn't bring myself to say I did, but I hope I did. That makes me feel awesome. Anyway, yes, teaching is my secret passion. I will get a dip at one stage in my life, probably. So, I am. I should get that heartbeat sensor. I used to wear a smartwatch, and whenever I would start, huh? No. Whenever I would start talking about programming stuff with basically anyone, I would get a notification that I'm doing a good work and I should keep it up because my heart rate was like at 140. And generally my resting rate's like 60 or 70. So that's exactly what teaching does. That's what talking about programming does. It's not even teaching, just like talking about it makes me happy. Anyway. Oi. Oi. Oi, purple. Oi. Anyway. No, it's not fucking tech, mummy. I'm going to talk about vector math and ignore you all for a second. So, generally speaking, you'll have a speed. So, my speed for my player is 600. It's not tech, mummy. 600, I guess, pixels per second. Every game engine uses its own units. I can hear him typing. And I can see it's in the Twitch chat. I'm just fucking waiting. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. What did you type? Cheap viewers? I don't think so, because I have never once checked my viewers on Twitch. Anyway, let's just... Is that the eraser? No, it is not the eraser. Is that the eraser? Yes, cool. So let's just redraw this. I'm gonna get comfy. Thank you, Giz. Thank you, Lycan. So we have our vector. We're up here. We're at 0.7 and 0.7. And generally, you want to kind of move at a certain speed. So what you'd do is you get your vector and you'd go... Well, for one, you'd normalize it. So the issue with your digital controller is versus an analog controller is your analog controller can move in a circle and your digital controller moves in a square because it's either on or off. So in a game like Binding of Isaac, if you use this piece of garbage Steam controller, you actually move slower, which is correct, but not correct to what the game is doing or wants you to be able to do. When you're using your keyboard and WASDing, you'll actually go faster if you're going up and to the left. I'm pretty sure it's the same with like GoldenEye 64. I swear to God, if he does that, I'm going to throw something at him.
Save me, Tech Mummy.
Yes, keyboard is always full on or full off. It's digital, right? It's a light switch. I'm ignoring all that. I'm doing a crap maths lesson. So what you can do is you actually go, okay, you can do what's called normalizing a vector, which for the life of me, I don't remember the formula for. Thankfully, you can just do one of these. You can just go direction dot normalize. No, is that not a vector? Yeah, whatever. Velocity, you can't see it. You can't see it. Dot normalize. Yeah, so knowing the formula isn't important. So your correct air style, W is the same as pressing up on the stick. It's the fact that if we go back to this example, you can't, on an analog stick, you can't do like this portion and this portion. Hopefully you can see where I'm sort of coloring in, right? So if you didn't actually, what's called normalizing the vectors of the movement, someone with a keyboard would have a speed advantage of someone with an analog stick. Which is what it is in Isaac, and I hate it that I don't have that speed advantage because I'm using a Steam controller. So what you do is you go, at any given point, the size of the vector for your movement needs to be 1. So what that means is, if you have your square, and you're pointing up to here, the length of this is actually 1.4. So you go 40% faster if you're using a keyboard versus an analog stick. Which, once again, is not what you want. So where am I going with this? For one, remember that. And for two, all you need to do is you just go your normalized vector, which is going to be your 0.7, 0.7. You times it by your speed, which, I mean, I can't do that math in my head. That's like 400, 400 will be your vector. Yeah, I think that sounds about right. Yes, correct air style. And then you want to do a delta adjustment. And the reason for that is, what a delta is these are your frame times, right? So 60 frames a second is 16.6 milliseconds, right? I think it's 16.6. I've done the math before and I can never... Square root of 2 is rational. How dare you truncate that value? It's 1.4. You shut your mouth. What the delta is if you're on this frame here, sorry, and that's 16.6, and you're rendering out this frame, delta is how long the last frame took to render, which is this number here. And the reason for that is you can never know how long this current frame is going to take to render. That's in the future, right? Some other part of your system might take longer. You might have a ball bouncing, which is a physics calculation. It's on a slow computer, yada, 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 yada. But what you do is you take your best guess, which is my last frame took X amount of seconds or milliseconds. And if you times that by your speed vector or your velocity vector, so times your delta, what you will get is you will get a chunk of that speed for an approximation of how far you, how long it's been since you last moved. So instead of going, I want to move 100 meters or 100 pixels per second, and just going, well, in that case, I'm going to run at 50 frames per second. I'm going to use 2 pixels a second. I'll get back to that like in 1 second. I got to finish this. What you'll instead do is you go, well, in 1 second I want this. My delta time is going to be 16 milliseconds or whatever it is. It's never going to be exactly 16 because computing. And you reduce it by that. The reason for that is, like, if I'm running at 60 FPS and you've calculated the movement based on 60 FPS, I'll move at the speed you want me to move at. But if someone else is running at 120 frames a second, which, I mean, my monitor runs 165 frames a second. You get monitors that run 300 frames a second. You can get games that, if they're old enough and your computer's beastly enough, you can run at 1,000 frames a second. It's not that out of date, out of the realm of possibility. All of a sudden, you get the whole thing back when we had, like, the turbo button on a computer. The whole reason for that is programs weren't made in this kind of way. They were programmed to run at 33 megahertz. The turbo button actually made your computer slower, not faster. You turn it off to make it faster. So they had to have that button to make old software run properly because it wasn't programmed to take advantage of the fact that, or with that sort of in mind. So anyway, so what have you said? I will not read decimals from out of breath. Hey Lightning, if you don't understand it, that's fine. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you like listening to me speak. But if this kind of stuff looks interesting, it's something you should probably look at. Most of the stuff I've found is free. It all works really nicely. All the tutorials I've seen are all free. There's thousands of YouTube tutorials. I know I could say go to me. I don't have one. I'm a novice at Godot. I'm very good at fucking around in systems that I'm making them work. Is it better if you average at the last number of frames? No. Generally speaking, you try to lock your game at some kind of frame rate, and that is your target. And if you do it properly, if the user sets a target frame rate that the computer can handle the majority of the time, it should be pretty okay, right? But even then, like, if you average out the last 3 frames, but this frame is going to take 200 milliseconds because there's something screwy going on, this frame's going to be out because we're expecting 16 milliseconds, not 200. The next frame's going to screw out because the average has now been pushed out to 160 or whatever the math works out to be there. Then the next frame fucks up because now it's 80. Then we're back to normal. There was a game engine I used in uni that one of the teachers had made that had that in there. And the issue with that is when you're debugging, it goes, oh, I haven't had a frame for 5 seconds. So start averaging it out and slowly creep back to normal. If you were debugging something for 5 minutes, to get back to normal, it would take like half an hour to get back to the proper frame rate. It's really crap. So it's not really worth it. The complexity would be more. The advantage gained would be minimal. Look, I can remember it's 16.6 milliseconds. I have it in my head for some reason. It's one of those like arcane pieces of knowledge that I have in my head. Like, I can't think of a single one. I'm just an idiot. No, that clip will not be played. No sound alerts. You shut your fucking mouth.
Save me, Tech Mummy!
Oh my fucking god. Anyway, back to whatever it was that I was talking about. So what we want to do is, we want to create a handler that takes and does all this, then applies all the physics, then has the ability to jump, so we can request a jump. We can do some kind of pathfinding separately and then go, hey, basic character, I know you can do this stuff, can you just jump? Jump. So, you find the charger for this, that is not it. Oh, it's on the floor. Could you pass that, like, through your holder here so I can just grab it? That'll do.
Sorry, it's tangled in the web of my sick cable management.
Yeah, totally. So, hi Dylan, how you going? Let's turn the iPad off. Ooh, why do they look awful? Oh, 'cause it's got the little nub on it. So what the fuck am I talking about? So this is how the player moves, right? Good to hear. This is how player movement works, right? We have, if we're not on floor, get affected by gravity. If we've pressed jump and we're already on the floor, increase our velocity by our jump velocity on the Y, and gravity will then like slowly do that. That is not optimal. That is basic. This is basic. This is making something work. Remember this, make something work. And once you get it working, make it better. Because it might be that you get something working and it's actually good the first time, or at least good enough to go build all the systems that you need to use that. Then you can go and go, oh, maybe I'll iterate a little bit. That can sort of lead to heartache as well if you go a bit too hard. Like if you build everything around this basic jump, like all your platforming, and then all of a sudden you change the jump physics, it's going to be a bit shit. Lock it down before you do too much. But for now, I just want to be able to jump. Then work out a direction and all that kind of stuff. So, and then move and slide is like the Godot built-in, do all your collision detection and bullshit afterwards. Yeah, exactly. Yes, I will be implementing Coyote time. I definitely will be doing that. I already think I know how I'm going to do that. Make something work and break it while you're trying to improve it. Exactly. Honestly, you're actually correct. So, for one, when you make something work, make sure you have some kind of source control, like Git or SVN. Probably Git. Everyone knows GitHub. It's free. It's easy to use. We used to call it iterative design, yeah. And when you get it working, you lock it in as a commit. And if you ever fuck it up too bad, you just restore it. I've done that many times. It has saved my ass. I don't know why I'm Apple Pencil pointing. Feels gross. Having an Apple thing on my desk. Having two Apple things on my desk. Ugh. But I want to do this process movement axis. It's actually... Yeah, let's do that. So we want a movement axis. You point that thing at me. And we want our delta, right? Now, unrelated to everything I'm doing, if you're using Godot, use static typing as much as humanly possible. There is a very big performance boost. This is mostly aimed at US style. Look this up. Just use it. It's better. It makes everything better. I don't care what you say. So what I want to do is, static typing is this. Yeah, it's where you define a type. So you can do this, right? And it will work. The issue is there is a lot of background stuff you need to do to make that work. And it actually makes your game a shit ton slower. There's an option in the... Can you see my menu? No, you can't. In the editor settings, static typing. I'm sure it was in there. Is the code editor? completion. Also, if you're using Godot, turn that down to nothing. It'll make it a bit snappier. Behavior. I'll find it at some point. Text editors, completion, add type hints. Yeah, that one. Oh, that's an auto load or a singleton. No. Basically, it just means that for one, you can't pass in something that isn't the correct type, which is the one thing that really frustrates me about people who like dynamically typed languages. It's like, oh, I can pass in whatever I want as long as I can do the thing, it'll work. Like, sure, but that's stupid. Just do it like a normal person, which is this. But there's also like an actually massive performance upgrade for doing it like this. It changes none of your code, but because it is a scripting language, it doesn't have to do the lookup. It doesn't have to figure out what it is to then do stuff on it. You'll figure it out. Anyway, player. So I don't know if this is really what I want. I mean, velocity is a member of character body 2D, isn't it? Yeah. Ah, oh, gravity's not defined. So let's do that. We'll add Zanzibar to... Yeah, exactly. Java things. Just hashtag just Java things. Just JavaScript things. I shouldn't besmirch Java like that. I like Java. Just Python things. Do you want to know? Okay, there's going to be a tangent. I have to show you the most cursed language feature I've ever seen. Okay, I have to show you this. Hang on, let me find a good page for it. Oh, boy. That sort of shows it, but I don't think it's as visual enough. I know, I haven't brought it up yet. I'm trying to find the right page. I don't want you to see it not complete. All right. So there's a language called Golang. I'm pretty sure it was developed by Google, and from what I've heard, it's actually a pretty good language. It is the thing we've discussed previously. But I was watching a presentation called "Let's Create the Worst Programming Language of All Time," and it's basically, it was like a thought experiment. Let's take all of the worst programming language features and put them all together in one language. Python's spaced languages thing was there, and a whole bunch of other crap which made my head spin about how bad these design decisions were. But then I saw this. How to format time with Golang. Okay. So where other languages, yeah, we do that. We yell at bad things. So in something like C#, right? You would write something like, ignore the rest of it. You would go, whatever your date time is called, .format, and you would handle it. You'd hand it a string. It'd be like day, day, month, month, year, year, hour, hour, minute, minute, second, second, right? And that means two digits for your day, 2 digits for your month. You could have MMM, or I think it's a capitals actually for that one. Whichever one it is, doesn't matter. It's not right. And that'd be like, instead of being 06 for June, it'd be JUN, and you can go MMMM, which would be your full date, or I think it's actually might be just M. I don't remember. It's one of them, right? And there is these conventions that they use for these strings: 4-digit year, 2-digit year, 2-digit hour, 2-digit minute, 2-digit second. You can have like fucking hell, whatever else, right? It doesn't matter. Every hey, it was personal. How you doing? Every little thing you can do with a date time, you could format in this kind of way, right? Go, in their infinite wisdom, makes you do something like this. Hang on, where is it? Oh, that's not going to show me the actual fucking hell of it. This. What this does... Yeah, month is What this actually does is, this is a well-known date. A well-known thing in programming is something that is like, it's constant, right? So instead of going year, or y, hyphen mm hyphen data, dd, you actually give it whatever part of this date you want. Why does it look like that? Because its first number is the month, so 1. Second number is the day, so 2. Then it's hour, minute, second, 3, 4, 5. Then it's year. Then you have to do stupid shit like this to go and make it look like that. What am I talking about? I don't know. This is Old Man Yells at Golang. And because it's American, month comes first, because Americans are freaking stupid. Anyway. Why not 0 index? Because there's no 0th month. That one I can understand. But, I mean... Anyway. So what I'm thinking with this, right, is if we have a base character, we should have some way to, like, bundle the stats. So let's get back to the actual fucking game. And let's go... create a folder called stats. Base character stats. And we're going to make this... Yeah, fuck it. We'll make it a node. Oh, the lolcats. Have you seen, like, Brainfuck or all, like, the meme languages that you could base off of? It was just, like, a find and replace for C++. But it's like... Yeah, white space is one. You're an EU frog. Yeah. The Imperial system can blow me. You know what, actually, let's not make that. Let's make this a resource. And let's make this base character stats. By making it a resource, class name. Oh. By making it a resource, what we can do is we can actually assign. I heard him, you drugged was like, screw this man, we're going metric. Yeah, because you can't get accurate, like, fluid ounces or ounces. It has to be in grams. It's not accurate enough. There's not enough resolution in it. That's why baking's done in... That's why everything is fucking done in grams. Anyway, so the way the resource is... fucking hell. I've been streaming for quite a while. Not today, but like in general. I think my first stream was like 2013, 2014. And I've done some stinkers. I think this might be the worst. God, I'm losing my fucking mind. Agreed it's the worst? I'm glad you do. Let's make an export var called character stats, which is of type character base character stats, okay? Nah. I know he's agreeing with me. I'm making a funny. And so what we can do is, with this basic enemy one, he should be a base character. Why don't you love me? What is it? Stop being such a bogan. He gave me the finger. It's kind of rude, honestly. It's... Krong is the most bogan thing you've ever heard. Yeah, that's true. My brain. So, unfortunately, because I've changed the way this character works, it's no longer a character body 2D, it's meant to be a base character. You have to, like, fucking reload the stupid thing for it to come up. Or I guess I called it an on ready. No, that's correct. Yeah, why aren't you doing what I want you to do? Why are you being a dick? Load. Enemies. I don't know why that's not coming up. Yeah, you gotta show me that. I'm gonna take off this jumper. My very, very fun and cool jumper, which I like a lot. Well, I found it on op shop for next to nothing. Because that's the kind of person I am. Cheap. Yeah, that's that one. That should extend base character. That's basic enemy 1. Let's give it a... So I can remember for next time. Why isn't this giving me the option to Google? What is the best find we had that day?
The license plate.
Oh yeah, the license plate.
I'll go grab it.
If you like. Godot base node exports showing in inspector. I've looked this up so many times. Why they're not showing up in the inspector. What's the bet? It's like one of these stupid things. Could not resolve class base character.
At a religious op shop we went to, we found this treasure. I think they think it's at a new start. It does not.
But it doesn't. Yeah. Oh, this is probably why it's not working. Let's do that. No. Everybody's so creative. That's a character body 2D. That's a base character. Could not resolve class base character. Did I spelt it wrong. No, I didn't. Alright, reload again. Alright, there we go. Christ almighty. I love Godot. I really love Godot. They've done so much good stuff with their engine. It just needs a little bit more effort put into the polishing and not adding new features, which is a stupid thing to say. But anyway. So what we can do is, if we go into character and we go here, we can go stat bundles. You can't see what I'm typing, that's fine. We're down in the inspector over here. And we can create a new resource, okay? And that resource can be a base character stats. Right? I can call it a basic enemy character stat bundle. Or whatever the fuck I want to call it, right? And currently it has nothing in it. So let's change that. Let's go in here and we go export var speed float equals 500, right? Doesn't matter. Arbitrary number. I am already so distracted. Maybe telegram me that and I'll check it out when I can. So now we look over here and we can change this stat, okay? Another thing we can also change is, I'm getting to it, I promised. I'm getting to the point. Jump velocity. Float, and we'll make it 1,000. Doesn't really matter what. Cool. So we can go into our character over here, and we can actually assign those stats. I said we can assign those stats. Then what we can do is, we can go, well, we don't have a jump velocity here, but what we do have is our character stats, and we can take the jump velocity from there. I don't know how I feel about the way I'm capitalizing things. I feel like I'm doing it incorrectly. We'll see. Let's turn off display capture. So what else? Well, let's... Oh, Christ. I just moved everything. Let's uncomment this. We've got our input axis, move left and move right. We don't have that. What we can do is, if movement axis... So in Godot, and in programming languages in general... Thank you. You could do what's called operator overloading, which is basically saying this normal thing you would do, like a times, actually applies differently depending on what's on either end of the times symbol. So in this case, direction is a vector and speed is a float. So it's actually timesing all of the vector parts by a float. That's the simple version. The more complicated version is this. It's converting an axis of a vector 2D into a bool. It's basically saying, is it 0, 0, or is it something else? Yes, but also not in this case. That's not what it is. The axis itself is actually, yeah, the if is overloaded in this specific case, so you can do exactly this. So once again, we don't have a speed. Yeah, 0 vector is also false. It's perfect, isn't it? We go character stats dot speed. And the same there. Why have I got it like that? Because it's only left or right. So we can do that. Because we're not using W and D, we're using W and S, we're using A and D. So that. Just move toward. I don't know what the fuck that does. I'm going to comment it out. So the other thing is jumping, right? Jumping is a hard-coded input for the player. You press jump. If we're trying to use this as like the basis of more stuff, we can't hard code every single thing to jump in the game at once when you press the jump button. Although that would be extraordinarily funny Yeah, I just don't know. Oh, I get it. It's like a lerp. So that's like, so you don't instantly stop. Let's have a look, hang on. Yes, gravity already exists. No one fucking cares. Leave me alone. Okay, that versus... Oh! Yeah. Because, look, Mum, no hands. Because we're setting the velocity, it never tapers off. So this tapers off the velocity when you let go of the button. That makes sense. Yeah, it lerps. Yeah. So here's the thing. Documentation is so fantastic to have when it's well done. And Godot's documentation and the way it integrates into the editor is top notch. I love it. Like I can go into this and I'm like, this ready function, I can see the definition for ready function in Node in their built-in docs. You can kind of see the little doc icon there. It's fantastic. I don't like reading. I'd rather fuck around and find out. That's a lie, actually. I do like reading sometimes. I read a really cool article today, which I'm actually going to post. Where are you? There. On, I'll put it in the Discord as well, actually. 1 second. Cool. Jank Express. Recommended reading. It's based on needs-based AI, which is what I want to make eventually, either in this game or the hopeful eventual follow-up. Whereas this is sort of like the tiny boy version, what I've got here. The big boy version is like, this is going to sound really, really, really dumb. The big boy version of what I want to do is The Sims. I dislike The Sims. I've said this many times, but good lord, the AI system is incredible. Oh, move towards delta adjusted. Okay, let's read the documentation. From to delta. Oh, so basically it's saying slow down super cute, super smart, super quick, good lord. So if I divide that by 4, it should slow down at a... what about divided by 400? Oh, yeah, you can kind of see that, like... So upcoming then it indents to be its competition. Sorry, I don't understand our style. I might have completely misread what you said there. So you could have the whole Mario slowdown thing using this, basically. There's a game coming out. Oh, intends to be its competition. Oh, Life by You. Okay. I'm going to open up a tab with that on there, and I'm going to check it out in a minute. Well, after... It's time to be a Sims killer. That's just Gizmo. Gizmo is just a Sims killer. The devs have gotten really lazy. Oh, yes. I would love to hear about whatever you have to say about that. I called devs that lightly, yeah. You keep them, you don't kill them. Locking them in a basement, getting away the ladder, and starting a fire is not keeping them. You have a spreadsheet. Fuck off, dickhead. Those who don't know, I am actually a games collector, and I actually do have a spreadsheet. It's actually very impressive. Let me bring it up. Like, look at this shit. You built a mausoleum. Like, look at it all. That's how many games I own. That many. It's not hoarding if you have a spreadsheet, or it's cool shit, and mine's both. Anyway. Missed the rails a long time ago. Okay. So we want this. So I'm just going to call this process movement. Spreadsheet of the mausoleum. I'm guessing the mausoleum, the freak. Movement axis. I guess we could like. No, we want that because I want to kind of be able to use this for like flying enemies and stuff. But for now, jump requested. Yeah, definitely the mausoleum. Fucking freak. I know you can hear me. I can hear my voice in the other room. Anyway. I always try to make one of them too immortal so they can live with the weight of what's happened to their loved ones. You need fucking help, dude. You need fucking help, dude. It does remind me of one of my favorite stupid jokes though. It's what's heavier? A ton of feathers or a ton of bricks? And I know, oh, they both weigh a ton. They're the same weight. No. It's a ton of feathers because you have to live with what you've done. Anyway. So I'm going to go if jump requested. Okay. And I don't know if I want to call move and slide here. I think I do. We'll call move and slide there. So now we have this basic enemy. And during its physics process, all I want it to do... I don't want it to do any of that. I just want it to do process movement. And what's the movement axis? No, actually, no, I got an idea. Move and slide. Okay, that's all I want that to do. I just want it to move and slide. That's the update position thing, I believe. Move and slide. Moves the body based on velocity. The people in the white coats are coming. You can't stop them. So basically, you set your velocity at any point, and during your set interval, you call move and slide, and it does all the calculations to move you, collision detect, and all that kind of bullshit. So you can decouple your movement with your velocity calculations. That's kind of what we want to do here, because we want to be able to have... I didn't mean to close that. We kind of want to be able to have that decoupled so that we can go work out if we're going to move left, move right, jump, that kind of thing. And the advantage of this is, like, let me show you. So if I go to the test level and I put in a square in my tile map, why won't you let me go in? Is that because the colored rectangle? Yes, we'll turn that off for now. All right. So I'm going to put in these two squares and look what happens when he tries to move between them. I didn't think that would happen, to be honest. One second. I love being a coder. It's so much fun. Patrolling. Yeah. This should have done more. Because I'm just updating the position, right? Like you can see he's kind of jumped into that. So he's kind of just stuck there. But he shouldn't be. He should actually be phasing through that tile. I don't know why he isn't. That's interesting. Let's turn you off and turn you on and see what happens. Why isn't he going through it? I've ruined my little map thing. Doesn't matter. I turned off the gravity. I removed the code for the gravity on purpose. The tiles do have collision. Air style. So in the tile map, under... I always forget where this freaking thing is. Tile set. That guy. No. Tile map. Patterns. No. There. Yeah, but the thing is though, like, I'm not actually telling him to move. I'm telling him to edit his position. But I guess because his position isn't moving, he's only adding to the position. So that's fine. That makes sense. Anyway, so you can actually go into the physics and actually, like, set per tile what the physics of that tile looks like. And this is super cool because it means you can... you don't have to actually set the physics on these tiles more than once. You can set up complex collisions and just paste them on. So imagine you're making like a Mario world builder. You can build like the ramps and stuff and build the collision in, and it's just there. Yes, line of sight is coming. That's part of this, but also like being a 2D game, I don't think we really need line of sight. We can make it simple. There's never going to be something like this, I don't think. It'll be a straight line, you jump on top of a platform, a straight line kind of thing. Maybe, maybe not. But also it'll be like enemies are going to aggro to you when you're pretty close or when you attack them. Or if they're ranged, they'll just shoot you without line of sight as long as you're sort of in their kind of like shooting zone. It doesn't matter. That's future me's problem. What was I doing? This thing. Because I actually made this. Just set the position. They can hear you, not a quiet gorilla. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when I first did it, and if I was to do it properly, you'd use a path 2D, right? And a path follow 2D. You'd actually be going along that path, and at some point you'd hit the wall, and if you used it like this, or you updated the ratio and didn't base it on like left or right, it would actually break and it'd phase through. It's not doing that. That's a bonus, but I also wanted to show it phasing through. Doesn't really fucking matter. So let's see if we can use this. You know, first thing I want to do, okay, first thing I want to do is I want to fuck around with the state machine for 1 second. I want to make a AI state machine. It's not going to be anything spectacular, but I just wanted to add one thing. That's all I wanted to add. I just want to add export bar attached character, just character body 2D. This should actually be a, yeah, export's fine. I love that. Yeah. There's not a lot of call for state machines in most business programming, I don't think, unfortunately. So what we want to do is we want to attach the AI state machine script to this instead. We want to attach the character. Oh, I can never remember the fucking thing for it. So now, what is this doing? Let's do another scene, call it AI state, which is of... Oh, I created a scene. No, I want to create a script. And I'll explain this as I'm going. So this is the whole thing about specialization, inheritance, all that kind of all that kind of garbage. We're going to inherit from state. No template. Oh, I called it AI scene. Good lord, I'm having a bad night. Extend state, class name, AI state. And what we can do is we can have just a var attached character. Character body. No, we have something better. We have a base character, right? And so what we can do is we can specialize our state machine. So we can change this add state function so if we have a valid state, we can go state dot attached. This should be a let's do it like this. So we can still keep that functionality. We can still use normal states. What we want to do is AI state is equal to state as AI state. Then if AI state dot attached character is equal to attached character. So we have this little backdoor so that these states will always have access to the character. So all we have to do for that is just change that. And that. And that. And then this doesn't need to be there. And that doesn't need to be there. And that doesn't need to be there. Capitalization doesn't matter, but the code is case sensitive, so you need to keep the same capitalization. Everyone has their own preferred standard. My one is your upper camel case for class variables. So if you have a class variables like var new character name, like that. For functions, I also prefer the same, like this, do a cool thing, like that. Oh my god, I can't type for shit. On the new page, AI state. No, so I'll go back to that. Actually, I'll go to it now. Actually, I won't go to it. So this AI state is a variable of type big AI state. So because the capitalization is different, those are actually two completely separate things, and that's what I want. And because this is a function variable, not a class variable, this is actually my preferred one, which is lower camel case. So the first one is lowercase. It's so you can sort of tell the difference between one of these guys and one of these guys. No, not at all. I understand you don't understand these concepts, and it's really great you ask questions. I appreciate that, believe it or not. Anyway, that was a tangent. So we can change all of these to attached character. Oh my god. Idiot. Attached character, attached character, attached character, attached character. And then go into this one. And that one, and that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. And then which one did I miss? This one. There is a, was it controlled? I was looking at keyboard shortcuts today, and there's a shortcut to select the next instance of the same thing, and I don't remember what it is, so... And yeah, Lycan's right. Fucking shit up, and asking questions is the best way to get your shit right done. Okay. Why is that breaking? It's a Godot shortcut. Let's set index attached character on base node chasing state with the value of type character body 2D. But that shouldn't be a character body 2D. That should be a... It's a base character. It is a base character. Control D is duplicate, I think. Oh, no, it is. It is Control D. There we go. So you can do and edit them all at once. I did try Control D, but I think because I already had it selected, it duplicated. No, because I didn't have it selected. It duplicated the line, I think. Whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. I've broken something and I can't figure out why. Have I just done that wrong? Is that what? Oh, I know why. Capitalization matters. You could do it in VS Code. There's a lot of different programs that support it. It wouldn't surprise me to know if there was like an Excel or a Notepad++ plugin for it. Anyway, so we're still working. I'm gonna take out those blocks. Hang on. Doop, boop, boop. I don't know how to copy one. Boom, 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 boom. Make it look pretty again. It's kicking me in the head. Alright, that's still all working. Yes, he's floating. We're going to ignore that. Okay, he's floating. Okay. So where am I going with this? Let's find out. Let's find out. I think it's been one of those days I have not slept, and I genuinely feel like shit. So it's getting hard to sort of concentrate. Let's close down some shit. Okay, I don't know what this song is, but it's got stuff. So, VBA was the first language I learned to program in. And I remember option explicit. I always used option explicit. But I didn't know why until that very moment. It's dumb. I haven't used Visual Basic since, unfortunately, like 2020. At my last job, it was one of the main languages we used. The software that was 20 years old was running on Visual Basic. It was bad. Moved everything over to C#. Okay. I think that was an attack at Gizmo, the music. I can't stand this song, go away. Cool. Let's see how much more stuff we can remove quickly. So, this fastness, we should be able to go to our player, our enemy. That should have a stat bundle, which we can see it's got a speed and a jump velocity. So we shouldn't need fastness. I know, it's sad, it's gone. Go attach character dot character stats dot speed. Yeah, VBA. That's what I first learned to program in, was VBA. Then it was VB. Then it was actual Excel. Then it's like straight away I got jumped into C. C, C++, Java. There was more VB. And Java, not JavaScript. JavaScript sucks, Java's fine. Let's edit the patrolling state. It's been one of those days. Attach character dot. So we're gonna just quickly change this to use our stat bundle, so we can remove another variable from this. Okay, we have the same speed. Yeah, I made a basic game in Visual Basic with WinForms. That was fun. I made a game in Java. I think it was like Battleship was one of the first games I made. Then I made Battleships in a C++ command line window. That was fun. I think I might have read the same one. Super. That's awesome. Same though. I made a very basic like dungeon crawling RPG. And when I mean basic, I mean super basic. But it had a mini map that you could expand by picking up stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. So anyway, I want to get this working. So that's working. Oh god. Oh god. I'm actually jammed under him. Amazing. Alright. So it's still working. He's actually a little bit faster now because the speed is now constant between all it. Yeah. That Rayman video was great. Probably. It kind of is. I think the Skelly speed, my player speed is 600 and my Skelly speed's 500. So it's actually minus 100. Yeah, fuck them kids. The video we watched was very funny, very good. Please don't start playing. You'll get me sued by Josh Strifehaze, and that would be terrible. It was that one. I'm gonna pop it in the Discord as well. The stuff he does is very, very good. I like it a lot. I like his style. I like his in-depth nature. It's really good. Which last code, Airstyle? Do you mean this one? I'll continue on. Yeah. So, yes, you're correct. This does override because we got rid of the old speed, but the new speed is over here on the right, still set to 500 for this enemy. So we're still at, you know, minus on it. It's a little bit faster than what he was. I think it was at 400 before. Let's have a look. It's at 250. Okay. Well, let's do that. So now we should be the same speed. Yeah. Slow as ass. And I can pull away pretty quickly. What we can also do is if we want it to be, you know, a bit fancy, we can go, it's actually going to be, I want it to move plus 100. Oh! Brackets. Brackets are a thing. Ugh. I hate maths. Oh! So yeah, you could do stuff like that. Not that I... That's not the point. What we want to do is, we want to remove the movement code from here. So let's just do the patrolling state for now. Oh god, what have you shared? Yeah, that was another good one we watched. The doco on the PS2. What is this song? It's gonna send me to fucking sleep. I really just want to put on my own music. So can we actually use the same logic to use this base character bullshit? You watch all those 5th gen ones. I should watch the rest. I want to use this. And the reason for that is I want to be able to piggyback off the physics and all that kind of bullshit. So the issue with this is we probably want to split this up into func, process, gravity as well. And what we might do is just do that. What are you complaining about? Oh, we don't have a delta. Ah. And the reason for this is we might not want a character to be affected by gravity. So, sort of over-engineering the situation, but I mean, who fucking cares at this point? Ooh, I am tired. That's actually, I want that in a programming language. Float is like 15 digits of precision. I haven't really thought this one through. I got an idea. Let's make this terrible. Okay. Let's go into here. Let's go bar requested movement vector. Okay. And let's make that a vector 2. And let's make it to vector 2 dot 0. Okay. And what we want to do is get rid of that. Get rid of that for now. And let's go requested movement vector instead. And I'll get to why this is. This is not great, but it's one of those things that I'll have to like think about and make it better later. No, I don't think so. If you're on your phone, Gizmo, you might have to refresh it. You probably can't hear me because the feed's frozen. It's all good? Okay. So we want to have our... We want to process gravity. And we want to process movement, requested movement vector. We can just do it like that for now. This is not great, I think. But all I want to do is I want to change this this patrolling state. So we're going to figure out if we're going left or right. We want to change this to a path 2D at some point, but for now it's fine. So if going left, what we want to do is attached character dot requested movement vector. Now the movement vector is if you want to go left, right, up, or down. Okay. So all we need to do is dot x equal to -1. So what are we doing here? We're literally trying to simulate a button press on a controller. So let's see if it actually works. It does not. So I think what I want to do is every time this is processed, well, for one, I want to do that. Oh, I know why this isn't working. This guy has a physics process. Let's remove that. And gravity's back. We can prove that gravity's back. Let's make him a floaty boy. So, there's a concept of a player controller or a character controller. Basically, a NPC and a PC, so a non-player NPC controller and a PC controller, non-player controller, non-player character controller, and a player character controller. Oh, it's been a long fucking day. they can both do the same underlying thing. They both want to move left and right. They're both affected by gravity. They both can jump, etc., 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 right? The only difference is the player character is controlled by, you know, keyboard or controller or whatever else. But the actual underlying movement works the same way. So there's some logic in trying to piggyback the same logic doing both things. You can simulate button presses for characters. And therefore, the actual underlying logic to how characters move is then consistent. So if there's a bug in the physics of one character, it'll be in all of them. It's not this, like, oh, this particular bug movement is a little bit weird because the physics is a bit weird because it does some non-standard bullshit. You can still do that. Like, it's extensible enough that you can do that. There is, like, you can override these functions. But, oh, go away, bud. What we can do is we can do... No, no, no. Okay, little Pat. Little Pat. What I should be able to do... Oh, buddy. Hello. Do you mind? Get down, bud. Come on, piss off. Good boy. Go away. I said good boy and he jumped back up. Thank you, dick. I want to get rid of all of this code except for this line and that line. More or less, okay? We don't need gravity. All we want to do is go, if we're on the floor and we've pressed jump. Oh, actually, we shouldn't even need that much. 1 second. Base character. So 2 things. That's cool. One thing we need to do is actually reset these things back to normal. Jump requested equal to false. Veloc requested movement vector is equal to vector 2.0. Thank you, autocomplete. And I'll explain why. Because it would have fucked this up. I should have just let it fuck it up. So all we need to do is, you can go jump requested is equal to, did we just press jump? And then we can go requested movement vector.x is equal to input.getAxis. And then all we need to do is call super. What that will do is call the physics process function from the base character class. So fingers crossed, I should still be able to move. Ah, I haven't got the stats set up for the player. Okay, cool. Let's do that. Cool. Let's... sure. Oh, we were 600 and... what was my other one? 600 and 1,000. Yep, that works. Now I can get rid of those. No jump. That's annoying. Minus 1,000. Oh. You say you're not a coder, Air Style. You have the attention to detail. You're doing great. And look at that. Our enemy and our player are using the same movement code. What does it have to do with AI? Just think about what it means when the player and the enemy are using the same mechanisms to move around. It's not always, you won't always want that. But for a large amount of things, you will. you could specialize and say you have a base character and you have a movement system that maybe you can drop in, which is kind of where I want to go. I want to create something kind of like, this is over engineering, something like this, like the state machine, where you drop in a movement system. Why? Well, if I have a flying enemy, I have a fast moving enemy, I have a rolling enemy, and blah 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 blah, different things. You can create them once and just drop them in, and then hook them up with the character later. This is all how this works. So we can go to patrolling, and we can see we've actually simplified this. This I still fucking hate. This is replace with path 2D BS. Oop. Right? Which isn't as simple, but it'll be better. Chasing state. So once again, I want to do the same thing. So all we have to do is get rid of this. And you go... If... there is a way to do ternaries in this, but I don't remember it, so we won't worry about that. Attached character dot... request and movement vector dot x is equal to -1. Else... Why are you whinging? Oh, you're just being a piece of shit slow thing. Alright. So now we've changed the chasing state as well to use the same kind of movement system. Does it work? It does. So we can actually build in the smarts now to do the same kind of jumping mechanics. Because we've already written the jump mechanic. And the great thing is we can write a better jump mechanic, and then every enemy benefits from that. We benefit from that. Once again, you might not always want that, but the plan is to build a tunable jump curve. So you can build some kind of mechanism, stick it in the stats for like how high they can jump, how far they can jump, all that kind of stuff. I have an idea for it, but I gotta plan it out a bit better. For now, I know it doesn't look like I got much done. Generally speaking, I didn't. My computer's been running like garbage. But we figured out a few things. Code-based socialism. Yeah. We don't have a caste system. Don't know if I should have said that. Anyway, what is this fucking music? I think I might leave it there. This is a pretty slow stream. If you're watching along at home, there is a Discord server. I don't know if it matters. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on OnlyFans or something. I don't have an OnlyFans. Yeah, my brain's turned off. I apologize. I'm going. Something works. Next time I think we might take a break from AI, because this one was kind of a shit show. I need to do some more research into doing a jump system. I think I want to do health systems and attacking next week. So if you want to see that, follow along, subscribe. Subscribe. If you're on YouTube, you can subscribe. If you're on Twitch, you can follow. Or you can subscribe on either of them too if you want to pay me money, which is a bad idea. But until next time, thank you and goodbye.